Okay, let's get going here. Here we go. Okay.
Hey guys, I'm Rob Dedman with Agrotech USA. We're here today with Casey Hook Family Farms in Lake City, Arkansas. And Casey called us up and said, hey, come look at the NutriCharge that I put out in my fields this year. He said, I can see a little bit of difference. So Casey, tell us what you got here.
So we've got an untreated check here versus our treated check. This was on the end for 3.2 ounces. So we talked with Rob this winter and he said that NutriCharge might be something we want to look at, as phosphorus has normally been one of our biggest limiting factors here. It's not that we don't have it in the soil, it's the uptake. So we wanted to look at something that might get it in to the plant a little bit better and give us a little bit more factory, so to speak. So what we did here is, I like Rob, but we got to have validation too. So we wanted to leave some untreated checks here to see what we were looking at. So this is it. He's a little bit bigger than me, but the corn over here is a tad bit bigger. And
guys, probably 18 inches taller. I mean, at least, maybe 2 foot.
We were looking at that. We're looking at the leaf tissue in itself. So the leaves are much wider, much longer. The midrib looks a lot better. So we just wanted to look at what we were seeing at the plant here. This is about V9 corn. So not that this check strip looks terrible, but we do have a noticeable difference.
Guys, we'll put a picture on the video of this. We'll put a photograph on the video. Casey, you know, when we first started talking about NutriCharge on your farm, you told me, you said that, you know, I struggle with getting that in-season phosphorus in the plant, and I told you, I said, Casey, that's some of the same problems that I've been dealt with, you know. And when we started using NutriCharge and I learned about the company, we saw response. We saw these types of responses, and it's really good to be here on your farm today and to see these types of responses. You know, obviously, this doesn't mean anything if it's not in the combine at the end. You know, we know that. And but I can tell you that corn, you know, we're gathering a whole lot more sunlight right here than we are right here, and hopefully we'll see a big return for you in the end. You know.
Yeah, and that's what we want to look for, because yield's all it pays, right?
Yeah, yield's all it pays. You know, and so I think one thing that we should mention is how we've used the NutriCharge elsewhere on the farm. You know, in a lot of places, this was a study here that you did with just the in-furrow. But on a lot of places on the farm, you have done the in-furrow, plus you are using it in with your wide drop or your side dress nitrogen. And your goal there was to stabilize the nitrogen, to make your nitrogen more efficient in the plant. What are your thoughts there so far?
So we wanted to look at it as far as stabilization in itself, just because I don't care for the agritains and stuff of the world. Not that they're not good, but I don't like the soil health properties that they bring to the table. So we wanted to look at some other things, but we also wanted to look right before we got in reproductive stages whether we could grab more phosphorus into the plant at the same stage. So if we could do a double duty by stabilizing our nitrogen and get more phosphorus in the tissue before we had that huge rapid uptake. People think phosphorus is just early. That's fine in cold soils, but we have to have it all season long, right? And so that's what a lot of people have found out, that late season P pays. So that's what we got to see, is if within the wide drop, within a V8, V9 application, can we push that P far enough into the season? So that'll be one of the trials we have running out this season.
So that's pretty exciting stuff coming out of Lake City, Arkansas here this year. We'll bring you more results from these studies as we go through the summer.